I'll dump up my salad, any vegetables, fruits I throw out there. Like they love Halloween, like October.
Give them candy.
No. Yeah, they
No one eats those black jelly beans.
Pumpkins, man.
So you're not going to pick Texas, huh?
My
You're not going
mind
to pick with your
thinks-
emotion. You're going to pick with your.
Not picking with my heart.
You're going to pick with your brain now. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know that that's any better. You like that mini dish? Chicago deep dish. Giordano's is the best pizza place in my mind. Deep dish pizza, that's the best. Now that might that could start a huge argument.
Huge debate.
Because then you got people from New York. Oh, New York pizza. It's
That's what they need to do. Make overtime points half points.
watch them do that one.
Overtime now will be half points. Then you always know when it's an overtime game if they do half points.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, no, actually you wouldn't, right? If they do 2 half points.
No, because if they
2 overtime. It's not going to work.
But what I would say is show the record of against 500 and below teams. Like that was to favor Alabama right there.
Yeah, it was that was an Alabama story right there.
Because if you look at that, you go, well, oh, they have a better record against above 500 teams, 5-1.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Let's show under 500. He doesn't know anything about basketball, but he said, I always. And today he heard some guys talking, and he just threw that in there. He goes, Duke's going to go all the way. So he said, that's my one-liner for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to walk up to people talking basketball. You know Mike Trout?
Yep. Mike Trout played for the Angels.
Yeah, still does.
And they had a statue of a trout. That you could get a little bobblehead trout.
Did they really?
Yeah. You could get it at the actual Angels game.
Oh.
You could get a bobblehead trout. And then they also had a Mike Trout. That was an actual person bobblehead.
Yeah. But in general, in modern era, you don't think of French being tough.
Yeah, I guess not.
When I hear somebody say wee wee, I don't think of a tough guy.
Wee wee?
Yeah.
The picture is not looking very good. Like you're looking kind of blurry there.
What? I had a long night last night. That's not the camera. That's me. No. Well, I got a question on that. Can a nerd be you're nerdy though? Can you be a redneck?
I think you could be both. I don't think it's mutually exclusive.
You can be, but okay, no, that was a legit question.
Misanthropic. What is a misanthropic?
That's Mr. Anthropic's wife. You didn't like that joke? Dude, how awesome was that? Tennessee pulls this off and has like over 50% fans there. I'll say congratulations. Good job to you. And the crowd will cheer. It'll be amazing. And Ohio State should be embarrassed if that happens.
Well, speaking of that, did you also hear that apparently somebody hacked Apple for Ohio State Stadium?
Really?
And changed the name on Apple Maps to Neyland North?
Oh, my gosh. Change the name to Neyland North.
Changed the name to Neyland North. Yep.
Red flash.
I don't think you want to see a red flash. I might not.
Oh, they've got it like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Flash. Oh, my gosh.
Dude, is that their mascot?
Dude, it's a monk.
He is.
Their mascot, Red Flash, is a monk.
Can we
You've
put that
got to
up?
be
That's
kidding
the
me.
Best.
This is the best mascot I think I've ever seen.
They would tell like the water boy, hey, you got to go stand about 300 foot out there. And if it goes over your feet, if it lands past your feet,
It's a home run.
Up as a home run. He's getting bored out there swatting flies. They're like, hey, what was that?
Dude, Harry Pinkle kind of looks like Drinky.
Maybe it's his step brother.
You know who else looks like Drinky is Freezy.
Brother.
Freezy and Drinky. Like,
I thought you were going to talk about it.
okay, I didn't want to talk about Drinky. Maybe I do have a crush on him.
You do. I think you secretly, like if he walked through the door and was like, I'm going to take you on a date, you would leave me here going, I don't know how to run this stuff. You would run out.
My secret crush on Drinky.
Yeah. I think so. Here's what Georgia is. You're going down the street, you see this house just up in flames, and you're like, man, I think everybody in there is probably dead. And then last second, here comes Georgia strolling out. Oh my God, they survived. Like, there's a few times. Yeah.
No, I don't like to eat. The only way
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean the committee won't do it. Live from high atop Scott Social Media Studios in the heart of the Cedar City, just outside of America's Music City. This is the one, the only Mike and Jrod Show with your hosts, Michael Clay and Jared Scott.
What's happening, Jared?
The invisible audience is here.
That's right. Real imaginary audience is out there. They're excited. They got in early.
That's great.
Another
You
Thursday night.
just came off the road from watching a softball game, huh?
Yeah. I was at Gladeville. Had to leave a little early to get here. Traffic wasn't too bad. Gladeville didn't do too good tonight, but that's okay. Moxie had 2 hits. Proud of her for that.
Great job, Mox.
Yeah. And then I was also watching as we already have a comment. Sean posted that they just lost to West Wilson Middle, and there's no shame in that. I think West Wilson Middle is one of the better teams in the whole state, probably. So
Really?
yeah, and only losing 7-4. That's a close game.
Mox got on base and everything, didn't she?
Yeah, you saw that there.
I got to see that. I
Yeah.
tell you, the technology around seeing the game live online,
Yeah, game changer app.
that's
new to you,
incredible.
yeah.
That's incredible. Anybody who doesn't have that for their team, they've definitely got to get that. Definitely got to get that.
Yeah, you can do it for other sports too. I think it works well for softball and baseball, but I've seen it for basketball. I've seen it for football, but I don't know how all of that works, to be honest, with those sports. But it works really well for baseball and softball. And you can live stream it so people can actually watch the game. You know, it's not the best. It's always
I
usually.
mean, it looked pretty professional to me. Like
Yeah,
it looked,
no,
it
it's
looked
good.
legit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry for playing with my mics. You know, we had our great guest last week, Eric Miller from Nashville Barber Club. Thank you so much again, Eric, for coming on with us.
Yeah, it was a
but
fun show.
that means we have to rearrange everything and get all our stuff back together and get back to normal, if there is a normal with us. Is there
I
a
don't
normal
know.
with us?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a normal Thursday night, which my wife said, "Well, you don't always do Thursday." I said, Thursdays. I said, "Well, yeah, but that's what we tell people. We do. We try to make it normal, but it's rare." But this,
But see, our audience likes Thursdays.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's when our regulars like it too. Seem like we
Yeah.
get a lot more audience participation on Thursdays.
That's right.
Keep in mind that you can actually you can chat with us on both Facebook and YouTube live, and we've also now got our Facebook page live.
Yeah, we can now stream straight to the Mike and Jrod page on Facebook.
Thanks to those of you guys who became a fan or a follower or whatever you call that on Facebook. I don't even
I think it's a follower. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we had to have, 150 before we could live
Yes.
stream on our page. So we've got, I think we've got like 170 now or something, maybe.
Yeah, we're up to 170 something. So chugging along, just having fun doing this. And this is now show 30. We are in our 30s now as a show.
In our 30s.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. Like, does that mean that we get anything special? Like, we got our insurance improvement.
Yeah, no, it doesn't necessarily.
And then we lost our virginity last week.
with a guest. Yeah,
Yep,
got a
yep.
new guest.
So, I mean,
yeah. First guest.
we're making a lot. Well, I don't know. There was a debate about that.
Yeah. First human guest.
First human guest.
Yeah.
Yes. Pat Hinatar will always be our
First guest,
love.
Yeah. Always, yeah. Especially when she starts producing eggs.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But you asked what does 30 mean? Well, I looked that up. Turning 30 is viewed as a milestone in adulthood. They say it's a transition from being carefree and adventurous to
To being boring?
Mature. Well, yeah, mature and responsible.
Is that what mature and responsible is boring?
Yeah. Some
I don't
view it
think
as
we're that boring, but sometimes I
No.
wonder.
I've had some pretty crazy adventures after 30.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think I did too.
Well, from time to time, you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't be in this situation at this age.
Is that an appropriate adventure that I should be having?
Oh yeah. Well, or it's just gonna. This hurts. It could be anything. I shouldn't be in this tree.
Oh, now your body's like, oh, I just fell out of that tree, and now I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm hurting. Yeah. Yep.
I shouldn't be out here trying to run around playing this sport.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
sports are you playing as an adult now, Michael? Are you playing any sports as an adult?
Anything that I get suckered into. Mainly just out there playing softball with the girls on our travel team. I love to shag fly balls. Get out there and let the other coach hit them to me. We've stayed after just hitting fly balls to each other, me and the other coach before. It's
Wow.
fun.
It's like new definition behind coach pitch, huh?
Yeah. And then also during the winter we kind of do workouts like conditioning and stuff. One of the dads is kind of like a fitness guru, and he put our girls through some conditioning in the winter, and I'll join in. And let me tell you,
It's hardcore, huh?
yeah, the girls are in better shape than I am. I can tell you that, and I'm not ashamed to say a 13-year-old's in better shape than me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you get old.
Yeah,
I think 40 is even worse than 30, isn't it?
yeah.
I just
Well,
want to start to really
46.
hurt after that.
Yeah.
But man, what a week in sports this week.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
goodness. I
hold
know we
on.
started talking about the Masters last week a little bit.
Well, and that was during. But before we get to that, we gotta, we always honor show 30. We gotta honor.
Oh, you've got more to talk about on 30.
I'm not done with
I'm
this-
excited
what
now.
show 30 is.
I'm excited now.
So I was torn, and I think it's our first joint show where I said I'm going to give it to both of them. I'm going to call this the Steph Curry and Ken Griffey Jr. show. Honor them today.
Those are some big names right there.
They both wear or wore number 30. Yeah, it's huge.
Some big names.
It's hard to choose, yeah. What made me decide, Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't always 30, but in 2000 he changed his number to 30 because that's what his dad wore. And Steph Curry is 30, and his dad wore the number 30 in the NBA when he played for the Hornets.
Well, that is interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, I got to give it to both of them.
And I'm trying to remember. So Ken Griffey Sr.
is Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad. Yeah.
I think I might, maybe I got that one. I think I got that one. I was trying to remember what team he played for.
I hear you, Fred.
Glad to have you, Fred. Thanks for joining us.
He said, "Go Warriors." That's West Wilson Middle. His kid goes there.
Oh, he's rubbing
and
it
I
in
think
your
he's a
face.
good little football player. Yeah, his kid plays football.
Sean, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We're getting all these chats from
yeah, I
Facebook.
like this.
It's not
And we got
not
some
the norm for us. So.
middle school smack talk.
Yeah,
I
a
like
little
it.
trash
Yeah,
talking.
I like it.
I don't hear any trash talking coming from you. Probably because your daughter
No.
lost.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, it was a bad loss.
So Ken Griffey Jr. actually moved to Cincinnati, apparently.
Yeah, and that's when he changed his number to 30. His dad played there in 2000, and he played there in 2000, and when he went to the Reds, that's when he changed it to 30.
So Griffey Sr. was a Reds.
Yes. Yeah.
So is that why they moved to Cincinnati? Was for him to play for the Reds?
Who?
Ken Griffey Sr.
No, I don't know. Because
He
Junior
played for the Reds. So Sr.
Yeah.
played for the Reds from 73 to 81, and they moved to Cincinnati in 69. No,
Oh.
in 73. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why the senior moved. Yeah, but Ken Griffey Jr. went there in 2000 as a player. He got
as a player.
Yeah, and that
Gotcha.
is when he changed his number
To be his dad's number.
Yes, yeah, because his dad had played there.
As a 30.
Yeah, yeah,
That's an amazing
gosh.
story, man.
yeah. No, pretty cool. And he had a good career. He's a Hall of Famer, 13-time All-Star. He was 1997 AL MVP. So he had a great career, and he has finished. He is still 7th on the home run, all-time home run leader with 630.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. Well, yeah, there you go. And then Steph Curry got, he's a 3-time NBA champ with the Warriors, of course. 6-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, and he's still with Golden State. And he actually wore number 30 in college, too, for Davidson.
So where would you rank out of the top basketball players ever in the NBA? Would you put Steph Curry in the top 10?
Man, that is so. That's loaded question, and for me, I'm probably going to be real biased because
You're an old school guy.
I grew up mid '80s through the '90s, so I love all those guys. But I mean, he's probably up there.
Top 25?
Oh yeah.
I mean, good Lord, all of those acknowledgments.
I mean, he might be top 10.
So he was part of 4 different championship teams. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess they have. I said 3-time. I guess he's 4-time NBA. Yeah.
2022, 2020, 18, 17, and 15. 2-time most valuable player.
Yep.
So how many national championships or NBA championships does Jordan
he's
have?
11 times. Jordan has 6.
Okay, so he's not there yet.
No.
Who was it? There was another player that had a whole bunch too. I'm blanking on his name now.
Who? Well, there's a lot that have quite a few.
Have almost as many as Jordan. Jordan's
LeBron is up there.
LeBron has how many?
I don't know.
You probably put LeBron. Would you put LeBron in the top 10?
No.
Would you put any active basketball player in the top 10?
I mean, yeah.
LeBron
I don't
has
watch
4.
as much anymore. The NBA. I mean, it's so hard to say. You probably got to put LeBron in there. I don't know.
Steph Curry's picture is him at the White House in 2023. That's funny. I mean, would you put Jordan as number 1?
I'm going to, yeah.
You think most people would?
My age, yeah.
Who would put as a
I would
competition
say,
to Jordan?
You're either going to have LeBron or Kobe be his competition.
Jordan has so many championships.
Yeah.
They put dashes.
Yeah. Well, because they won 3 in a row. Then he retired, and then when he came back,
they won another 3.
Yeah. So you could.
I don't know how you're going to say that anybody is better than Michael Jordan.
I won't.
I don't know how anybody could make that argument.
No.
So what? People would say LeBron or Kobe.
Yeah, LeBron, Kobe would rival Jordan. I think Kobe's better than LeBron.
So Kobe has.
He has 5.
So he has 5. So I would say Kobe rivals. I mean, if you just look at championships.
Yeah. So.
And if Kobe had lived, I mean, would he still be playing? You think?
Let's see. He'd be 40. He's my age. He'd be 46. I think he'd be done. He died at 41. I don't know if he was still playing then or not. I can't remember.
6'6" in the NBA, is that tall?
Both
him and Jordan are 6'6".
It used to be, but man, anymore.
LeBron is 6'9".
I was going to say 6'8", but yeah, 6'9".
Curry's only 6'2". Yeah. Wow.
But he can shoot it from.
He's like the rock star of shooting. Huh?
Oh yeah. He shoots from way out. He's hitting them almost at half court, and not like a little heave shot. He's actually shooting it. Yeah.
I mean, nowadays it seems like a lot of them are much taller.
Yeah, it is a taller. Yeah, it's a taller sport now, and I think it's starting to be hard to compare our time 80s and 90s to now because the athletes are just bigger, they're taller, stronger.
So is that something to do with what's in the food?
It could be. I don't. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, who knows?
Well, they're working. I think.
They're working at trying to be taller.
Well, no, just not necessarily.
They're being
that.
bred to be
But-
basketball.
But as far as like your strength, and they all look like they work out 5 times a week.
They're all much stronger and bigger.
And I think that's because they're all put on these professional teams. They all have, they're on a workout regiment, and you know what I mean. They're all.
Have you ever called him Chef Curry?
No, I haven't. Yeah.
He's nicknamed Chef Curry. Who nicknamed him Chef Curry? Who ever referred to him as Chef Curry?
I don't know.
I've never even heard of that before.
So, to your discussion,
The greatest shooter of all time. That was what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 6'2", you really don't have a choice. Like
Yeah.
to be a rock star, you've got to learn how to be one of the best
Oh
shooters
yeah,
there is.
if you're a guard, you better be, and if you make it in the pros, you better be able to shoot. In my opinion.
So you were
And he
impressed
can.
with the 11-time NBA All-Star, huh?
Yeah. Which,
Is that big of a deal?
yeah, but it's also, I think it's still based on fan voting. So it can be a little skewed, but I mean, I think for him, that's pretty impressive. And for any of them, even though, because I think baseball's is it fan voted too? I can't remember.
I don't know. Both of them have a connection to Ohio, though, because Steph Curry was from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah. Both him and who? Who else?
Ken Griffey Jr.,
LeBron's from Ohio.
they were in Ohio.
LeBron's from Ohio too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Man, he's from Akron.
The same town.
Man, how many rock stars are from Akron, Ohio? I wonder what that one looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe, that's the home of the Zips, too, huh?
Yeah. I can't remember. We've made some jokes on them. I can't remember them.
Didn't the Zips make the tournament? Did they not? Seemed like they made the
They
tournament.
might have this year. I think they did. But they got put out in the first round.
Trying to think so who are the big names from Akron, Ohio? Because that's 2. So how many? 2 major NBA celebrities from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
They have the Rubber Ducks baseball team.
I like that name.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah.
And the Akron Aviators basketball,
ABA. Yeah.
and then the Akron City FC, which is the soccer team.
Yeah.
Then they've got the Zips.
Akron's got a little.
They got a little bit going on there, don't
yeah,
they?
They do. They sure do.
Trying to find usually they have like a celebrities list of who all the big names are. They've got I don't want it in paragraphs. I just want a list. I'm going to have to look through the
I know.
paragraph.
How did we looked at? Because remember, we got on that rabbit hole and looked up a bunch. It was that one town in Alabama, Bessemer, maybe.
It's because there's just so many.
Yeah.
The notable people list is just...
Akron is probably about an hour south of Cleveland, maybe.
It's like halfway between Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Yeah. I'd say it's closer to Cleveland, though. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Wendell Willkie, the Republican nominee for president in 1940.
I never heard of him. I wonder if you grew up in Ohio, though, like Ohio history in high school, you would know who he is.
You'd learn about all these folks.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I was born in Ohio, so I guess they could add me to that list once we become huge, right?
I like turtles.
I didn't know what to push there.
Yeah. The Minions think that's funny. Me
That's-
being a celebrity.
Yeah. It is funny.
Broadcaster Hugh Downs,
Never heard of him.
John Dean, Watergate figure John Dean.
Yeah, see, that's all guys that you'd learn
These are
in
all
school.
political names.
Ohio history class
Include
in sophomore
multi-time
year.
NBA champions and MVPs
Yeah.
LeBron James and Steph Curry. Basketball Hall of Famers Gus Honeycomb Johnson.
Oh, that's an awesome nickname.
Nate the Great Thurman.
Yeah, I heard of him.
Major League Baseball player Thurman Munson. International Boxing Hall of Fame Gorilla Jones. Dude, if I'm a boxer, what
wanna
name
be
do you want to
Gorilla?
have? I want to be Gorilla Jones, baby.
That Thurman Munson, I think he was in one of the. He was in a movie.
Dude, look at that mustache
Yeah.
on Thurman Munson.
Oh, maybe he wasn't. He died in
That's
79.
rock star.
I thought he was in a movie, but he wasn't.
Heavyweight boxing champion Michael Dokes.
Akron's an athletic.
Houston Texans linebacker Whitney Mercilus.
Yeah. They got some athletes in Akron.
Northwestern and Notre Dame coach. I've never heard of that coach before. I can't even say his last name. Ara Parseghian.
Parseghian. Yeah. I think I've heard of that name. But
And
I don't know
Butch
how to say it.
Reynolds. Former world record holder in the 400-meter dash is Butch Reynolds.
Yeah. Akron putting out the athletes.
James Harrison.
He played for the Pittsburgh. Did he play for the
Former
Steelers?
Tennessee Titans head coach and current New England Patriots
Mike
head coach
Vrabel?
Mike Vrabel is also from Akron.
Do you think these guys know each other from are they close enough to know each other from growing up?
It's like, hey, yeah, we went to school together.
Yeah, you remember we grew up on Smith Street.
That's right. We were hanging
Yeah.
out together, running together. I don't know what the age brackets
Yeah,
would
I mean that'd take a while to look up, but
be. Yeah.
some of them have to know each other from kids.
Professional middle distance runner and 2016 Olympic Games bronze medalist.
Oh, I never heard of them.
That's Clayton Murray.
All right, you want to
Murphy.
None of them wore number 30.
None of them were 30.
Yeah,
No, there was. Steph Curry was 30.
yeah. This show honors him today. It's called the Steph Curry Ken Griffey Jr. Show.
And he's what led us down the Akron
Yeah,
Akron rabbit hole.
Yeah.
David Allen Coe is from Akron, too.
I didn't know that. Dang.
A lot of big names from Akron.
Yeah.
A lot of big names from Akron. Lux Interior.
Well, you say from. Some of it just says lived. Like John Lithgow lived in Akron. So
Maybe they weren't born there.
Yeah, but I didn't know that
People
about
wanted to
Akron.
move to Akron because Akron was the place to be.
I don't know. I've never been there, so I guess I can't say one way or the other.
Well, the Zips are from there, so it's got to be the place to be.
So another number 30 honorable mention, Terrell Davis from the NFL. I picked the NFL for the Broncos. He's a Hall of Famer. Played at Georgia. He's a 3-time Pro Bowl selection and Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 32. He got, I think, an injury cut his career short, but that's an SEC
Where did he play
tie.
college? I was about to say, where did he play college at?
Georgia.
Oh, he's a Georgia boy.
Yep. Yep.
He was at Georgia from 92 to 94. That's why that name sounds familiar.
Yes, that's how you. That
That would have been my time period, right before my
Well,
time
and that's
period.
kind of
at
why I
Tennessee.
put him, because he was an SEC guy, and I thought he might be familiar to you.
Was he at Denver at the same time as he wouldn't have been?
No, John Elway, but not Peyton.
I was about to say John Elway period then.
Yeah.
He's from the LBC,
Yep.
Long Beach.
That's right. I think they won back-to-back Super Bowls too. 32 and 33. Yeah.
Sure did.
And he was the MVP of the 32 Super Bowl.
Man, that's big time.
Then I looked up a hockey player, one of the best hockey players to wear number 30, Martin Brodeur.
Brodeur.
He's a goalie for the New Jersey Devils, 9-time All-Star, 3-time Stanley Cup champ,
Man, he's legit.
and he still holds the most career saves in the NHL at 28,928.
Oh, he's a Canadian. That's why I don't know him.
Yeah. Well, most hockey players are Canadian.
I guess they are.
Yeah.
All those Canadians.
Yep.
All of them are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. But he was a New Jersey Devil, so he wasn't playing in Canada.
No.
He just started where it was frozen tundra.
Yeah. Quebec? Is that where he's? Yeah.
Is that what it says? Yep.
Yeah,
Montreal,
Montreal.
Quebec.
So, if I have a hockey player and recognize him,
You gonna pick a rugby player now?
yeah, because on our show,
We're an equal opportunity.
well, hockey and rugby players go together like peas and carrots, peanut butter and jelly. So if we're gonna give hockey credit, you know what we do.
Oh yeah, we got to give
Yeah.
rugby credit too. Although I don't know that I would ever know a rugby player.
No, I have to look. This is all
This is all research. Huh?
So when I looked it up, the number 30, it says it's typically used for replacement players, and so there's no, there's no definitive single best player to wear 30.
So this really is an educational experience when it comes to rugby.
When I looked it up, I was like, what? And then, but they said the best one that's kind of wearing it right now, he's often a replacement player. He plays for New Zealand, is Sam Whitlock. And he is known for his strength and leadership. So, yeah, it was slim pickings finding rugby. But now I learned something.
Yep, sure did. Whitlock.
Yeah.
Said Sam Whitlock. Sam Whitlock darts? That can't be the same.
New England, he's on the All Blacks. New England, not New England, New Zealand.
Apparently there's somebody who plays professional darts.
Oh,
named
gosh.
Sam Whitlock.
No, Simon. You can't read.
Oh.
Yeah. See,
can't
Simon. Simon.
But I put it up here as Sam. That's weird.
Well, you got to.
So apparently they translate it.
Oh, look at him.
Google translated.
I wouldn't try to fight that sucker.
Dude.
Look at his head.
He is scary.
Golly.
Oh, we got to show this to our fans, man. We gotta
See,
show
that's
this.
what I'm talking about. Hockey, you don't mess with hockey and rugby.
That's some scary stuff right there. I mean, that is one scary looking dude.
I bet he's drank.
Not trying to mess with him.
I bet he's drank at least one beer in his life.
One?
At least. I mean, look at the.
I mean, that's scary, man.
Yeah.
That's scary. I need to grow my beard out, and I still wouldn't
Look at
matter
his-
though. Look how big he is.
He's one. If you hit him over the head with a 2x4,
He's gonna go, what?
Yeah.
Did something happen?
yeah, and then get mad at you and then crush you. How big is he?
150 tests for New Zealand. What is a test?
You're getting into, I don't know.
Now we're getting into rugby.
Yeah, don't
terminology
go
here.
look. Yeah, I can't tell you what.
So is a
stats
test
are.
like a game, I guess?
No.
And then 100 tests for New Zealander.
You're getting into some uncharted territory.
100 international appearances.
But look how big he is.
He's 6'8".
265.
265.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll buy him a beer and then walk away.
And then his neck is huge.
Dude,
He's only 36.
yeah.
He's a beast.
Yay.
He's a beast. That changes the definition of beast.
Now, I wonder if you could, of course,
Notable relatives. His cousin, his brother, and his brother. They all play rugby?
Oh, I don't
Rugby union?
know. Yeah.
Rugby union? His whole family plays rugby.
If you're going to be born,
Even his cousin plays
Yeah.
rugby.
you're going to be born into that family. You're playing rugby.
You're
You have
going to
no
be playing
choice.
rugby.
Yep.
So is it Whitlock or Whitelock?
I don't know. It's New Zealander.
And his position is lock. Look at that.
That's a lock,
So
yeah.
his name is Whitelock and his position is lock. So
Yeah.
the whole family's position is lock.
Yeah, they got it on lockdown. Yeah.
That's our 30-second delay from our audience there.
Yeah. Well, remember, they're a little slow,
A
but
little slow.
They love to
They're
laugh.
slow like us.
yeah, they
Slow
love
like
to laugh.
us.
That's right.
He played for the Panasonic Wild Knights, which is a Japanese rugby team.
Sponsored by Panasonic.
I guess
for
so.
sure.
They're called the Saitama Wild Knights,
Yeah.
but I guess they're sponsored by Panasonic, so they call them the Panasonic Wild Knights. So that Asian company stuff is really weird. I don't know if you knew that or not. Like when we went to South Korea, it was like all these apartment buildings all looked exactly the same, and the only difference was the company logo on the side of the building.
Dang. And I'm
It's
sure
like
they
these-
paid for those rights.
Well, they built, so the companies own everything. There's
Yeah.
like 5 companies in South Korea that own everything, and I can't remember what they call them. It's some kind of weird name.
Yeah.
Let's see, the major companies and South Korea is like this really weird. I mean, it was a wonderful place to go, but there's like 6 major companies that were like Hyundai, Samsung, Kia. What was the other one? And they're like families. So the family owns
Oh, yeah, yeah.
this huge collection of stuff. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole
Yeah.
that's no one else is going to care about.
I
But
was gonna say I don't know if that's exciting.
it's very interesting because it's
Yeah, boo! It's not
interesting to
interesting.
me, but not to everybody else, I guess.
Look that up on your own time. Is what the crowd says.
Well, I hate to leave. I didn't mean to run off of the Griffies because I'm a Cincinnati Reds guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Rosie Red back here behind us.
Oh yeah. Can you see
No,
him?
you know, she can't. You can't see her. She's over here. She's not.
Yeah.
I haven't put the new shelves up. I got to put
Oh,
the new
yeah.
shelves up with all the trinkets.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a slow progress, kind of like our audience.
Yep. Yes.
I was gonna hit a boo for that one, but
yeah. Like a boom.
how about that?
So, like you were mentioning earlier, it was a pretty good.
There we go. See,
Sport.
they're like 60 seconds.
Yeah. They fell asleep.
I fell asleep on us.
Yeah, we had the Masters last weekend. That was exciting. As we started the show last Thursday, it was just getting kicked off on that Thursday, the first round. Pretty
We
cool.
were prophetical too.
What's that?
Is that a word? That's not a word, is it?
Is that like
Prophetical?
prophetizing? Like
Prophetical?
I don't know what that,
Prophetically? Yeah, there is prophetical. There we go.
what's it mean though.
Means relating to or characteristics
yeah.
of a prophet or prophecy or predictive.
Okay,
You know how we were prophetical, right?
I think I know where
That
you're
sounded.
going.
I sound really smart right now, don't I?
You did. You did, but you weren't. If you would have been a little more confident, you would have sold me.
Yeah,
Because you kind of said prophetical.
I was questioning
you were
whether or not it
doubting.
was the actual word.
If you go out and go, I'm prophetical, I would have been like, dang, that sucker
he's
knows what he's
impressive.
talking about.
Then when I start going, is that really a word?
Yeah. Just be more confident. That's all.
Confident.
When you say things.
Boom shakalaka!
Yeah.
I need this to be confident.
Well, I ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going where I think you're going with this? Predictive? And I don't.
Yeah, so we talked about a very special moment at the
Yeah.
very beginning.
It's
You remember
actually-
our conversation about that?
I don't know.
So yes. So a very special
We
putt,
actually made a short out of it.
special putt that occurred,
Yep.
right? And
Yeah.
that particular player ended up winning the whole
Yeah.
dang thing.
Yeah, that's cool. So Rory McIlroy won the Masters, and on the Wednesday par 3 contest, which we talked about, they have their family out there, and he brought his daughter out on the green and made a huge putt from about there it is, about I don't know 30, 40 foot.
So if you want to catch it, it's on our Facebook page.
Yeah, the
We got the
video.
video of it out there. Let's see here. I want to see.
And then
Just kind of show people where it is and how to find it. So it's on our Mike and Jrod Facebook page.
Yep.
But the awesome, you want to tell them the awesome part of the video was the fact that she made a putt. Would you say that's 30 feet away? I'd say
that's maybe longer.
maybe even longer.
I
And
don't.
Michael was thinking that he could make this putt as long as he got lined up appropriately.
Yes.
But that is the wackiest putt I've ever seen. Like, it rolled up way over to the right, and I guess that green, you can't see it in the video, but it's got to be sloped some kind of crazy because it rolls way over to the right.
And you're just building my case. You're backing my case up.
I mean, it was just an incredible putt.
It was.
And so you can see how young she is. Like, she's little. She's very
4.
little.
Yeah, 4 years old, I believe.
And it just rolls and rolls and rolls, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't. And look how
Yeah.
far away it is. And you think, oh no. And then it rolled back to the hole.
Yeah, that's
Just
awesome.
an incredible moment.
Crowd's all in it.
And you know, it's just one of those things where I saw it, and I'm not a huge golf fan by any means, but just watching that inspires you.
It's
Get you
cool.
excited.
Yeah, but
You're like, that's not real golf, so.
no, it's awesome. She made it, but again, her dad's the number 2 golfer in the world right now.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna line it up. He'll line it up for her, and then she can make the putt.
If he again, I'll stick to if he lines me or you up, I bet we make it.
Well, we'll never know, I guess. Maybe someday we'll know. Maybe we can have him line us up and see if it works.
Man, now the problem is we got to listen to him. She's going to listen. I may go, no, I think it's going to go a little more left.
Yeah, he's try to correct the top golfer in the country.
He's like, no, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, yeah, forget you, buddy. You're done.
That would be my problem. Is I think
you think better than the guy who won the Masters.
Yeah, I go, are you sure about this?
You sure about that?
Yeah, but no, so it makes it even more of a memorable week for them because she made that on Wednesday and it was all over, right? That video of her was all over TV.
And it was not a clear-cut ending either. Like, it was really, really close.
No, if you look at the
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the actual tournament.
Yeah, no.
If you haven't watched it, like the last parts of the tournament, you're on edge. And I didn't watch it initially. Michael, you said you did watch it, right?
Yeah, I was watching Sunday. I got home. We had practice, but afterwards I got home to watch the back nine where they were on, and it was.
I mean, it came down to hole 18, didn't it? The very last.
No, it went to a playoff hole. They had because it was tied at the end, and I don't know if you know all the backstory. So Rory, he was one major away from winning what they call the career Grand Slam. So there's 4 majors. The Masters, U.S. Open, PGA Championship, and then they call it the Open now, but the British Open.
And there's only how many people have done that?
He makes the 6th one to do it now.
6 people in the whole world.
Yeah.
Ever.
And it's only been done twice in our lifetime now.
Wow. Tiger Woods is one, right?
Tiger Woods and Rory, and then Jack Nicklaus did it, but he did it back in the 60s. When he completed it.
Wow, so it was before us.
Yeah, so in our lifetime.
So Tiger Woods is the only other one other than Rory who's done it in our life.
Yes. No. So that's how when you look at it that
elite.
way. Yeah,
that is so elite.
It's a hard thing to do. But the thing with him, and there's only been one, Bobby Jones won where the Grand Slam is in a year. But that's so hard to win all 4 in a year.
Bobby Jones won all 4 in 1 year.
And that's back in, I don't know, I'd say like 1920s or something like that.
Jeez.
It's so hard that now they're like, if you do the career Grand Slam, that's a feat in itself. That's a major accomplishment.
Let's see here. Let's see what year it was. You've got me curious.
Yeah,
now.
I can't remember. I saw it, but I cannot remember.
Is Ben Hogan the same as Bobby Hogan?
No, Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones.
Yeah.
6 golfers. They don't have Bobby Jones on here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, they don't list him as
he won it
accomplishing a career because he's in a category all by himself.
1930. He's the only one to win it. And so, if you watch that McIlroy,
look at his outfit. That is crazy. He's like wearing a shirt and tie.
Yeah, yeah.
And slacks with what in the world? Those golf shoes are like pinstripe.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking though.
That's pretty legit, man.
Yeah, I'd like to have those golf shoes.
That's legit right there.
So
that's awesome.
To add to, McIlroy on that Sunday, like it was exhausting for me watching and. Because the pressure that he had. And if you saw, did you see when he won, when he dropped to his knees? And
I saw that. Yeah, that was
so
incredible.
To give you some backstory, I don't think you know. So 2014, he has tried to win the Masters. This was his 17th start.
Jeez.
And then in 2014, from 2014 to now, if he would have won it any time in the last 10 years, he would have completed the career Grand Slam. So the whole talk has been, is Rory ever going to win the Masters to complete the career Grand Slam? So it's been building and building, and then he even said he was nervous the whole day.
So now out of these tournaments where he won 4, which one is the Masters? Because they don't list it that way here. At the time... he won the U.S. Amateur.
Who are you looking at?
The Masters tournament didn't exist when Bobby Jones won the Grand Slam.
It had a different name.
But here they've got the Masters tournament up here, 1934. But the 4 that he won was the U.S. Open, the Open Championship, which is the British Open, the U.S. Amateur, and the British Amateur.
Yeah, it had a different. The Masters had a different name, and I can't remember what they called it in the 1930.
It was established in 1934.
Right.
It didn't exist then.
No, they still played it. I can't remember the history. I have a book that I got from the Masters.
So before 1930, it was still.
Yeah.
Amateur golf champion Bobby Jones and investment banker Cliff founded the tournament.
Yeah.
Bobby Jones started the tournament.
Yeah. It's confusing.
So the Masters was started by the guy who won the 4.
He didn't win it.
So he never won the Masters as a 4 at a time. Now he did win the Masters in 1934.
Yeah.
This is going down a rabbit hole of craziness.
I didn't know. Yeah. But it says he won all 4
He won
majors.
the first one. First one was played in 1934.
Well, there had to
he
been
won
another.
There were 4 majors that he won.
Yeah.
He won the U.S. Open, the Open Championship, the U.S. Amateur, and the British Amateur.
Okay.
So 2 of these
that's
look
the
like a
Grand
British.
Slam.
One of them is the British Open,
Yeah.
and one of them is the British Amateur, which is also known as the Amateur Championship. One of them is the U.S. Amateur and the
British
U.S.
Amateur.
Open.
Yeah.
So there's 2 Opens and 2 Amateurs.
Back then. Now it is. Yeah. Now it's the PGA Championship, U.S. Open, the Masters, and then the British. Well, they call it the Open now.
And he never played in the PGA Championship, looks like,
Yeah. I don't know that they had it.
because it didn't exist probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he started the Masters.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's pretty. I'm the founder of the Masters, and
Yeah.
I won the first tournament.
Yeah, and I think he designed golf courses later on too.
Bobby Jones, born in Atlanta, died in Atlanta.
Bobby Jones is like the Babe Ruth of you know what I mean? Like he's
Clearly.
like the father, not the father of golf, but
Lieutenant
you know what I mean.
Colonel in the U.S. Army. Mm-hmm. Of course, I guess everybody was in the military back then.
Oh yeah, it's like you.
Oh, he was an intelligence officer.
Dang.
That's
cool.
legit right there. Well, it said he went to like 3 different schools or something. Georgia Tech, Harvard, and Emory.
Yeah,
I wonder if he actually finished at them or if he just attended.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Oh yeah, a long time ago. But yeah, so Rory had a lot of pressure on him, and there were times where I thought he was going to lose it because at one point,
You could see on his face many, many times he was like, "Oh."
So at one point he was up 5 shots, and everybody thought, "Oh, he's running away."
But
with
at
it.
one point he was falling apart.
And then
though.
at one point he got behind one. After he was up 5, he got behind 1 shot. And then he was able to regain 15. He hit a great shot to get to the green in 2. He birdied it. I think he parred 16. And then he had another great second shot on 17 that he birdied to go up 1. And then on the 18th hole, he bogeyed to drop in a tie for first with Justin Rose. And they went to a playoff. And then I thought he was going to lose it after he bogeyed 18 before the playoff. I thought, well, he just blew up. But then he hit right after in the playoff hole. Justin Rose hit a great second shot within about 15 foot.
I saw that in the highlights.
And I thought, well, man, that might do it. There's no way. He's so nervous. I didn't think McIlroy would be able to do it. And then he put his shot within 3 foot or 4 foot maybe.
What impressed me was at the very end, the camaraderie was just like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, there was competition there. I'm not saying there wasn't, but it was a gentleman's competition.
Yeah, and so the guy that was in his final group that was to start the day, that was second, Bryson DeChambeau. So also
DeChambeau, that's such a cool name.
Yeah.
I just like saying DeChambeau.
Yeah, that is a cool name.
It's a cool name.
So they also, he's on the Live Golf Tour now. Do you know the Live? Do you know all of that? This might be
there's
boring.
drama around Live
Yeah,
versus PGA, right?
Yeah, so that was part of the pressure too, because Rory's kind of the face, and the voice of the PGA right now. And then DeChambeau is kind of he's the best on the live.
But they were both playing in the tournament.
Yeah. Which they've allowed, if you've qualified for majors, they're letting live guys play the majors. But they don't let them play normally in it. And
so that was why, because I saw a little clip where they said, "Well, did you talk to Rory?"
Yeah.
And he says, "No, I didn't talk to him." Like real harsh sounding.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Well, did Rory try to talk?" No, we're not trying to talk to each other.
Yeah, I think that was just, it was such a.
Is it a stunt? Is it a political stunt to try to get branding and all that other stuff?
I don't know if it was a stunt. I think just.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, 31, I believe.
Yeah, DeChambeau's a young guy.
I think the moment was so huge because I think they both knew that, oh gosh, it's live and PGA and what. The drama that's gone on for the last couple of years,
But this is it.
I would say it was mutual. They probably weren't really. I don't think he cared that they didn't talk. I think he was just wanting to win too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, that question was. I don't know.
It's just the media trying to stir the pot.
Yeah, I
probably.
think so. I don't think it.
His nicknames are the Scientist and the Bison.
Yeah, I didn't know the Bison, but I knew the Scientist.
What is it? Where did the Scientist come from?
So he is always. I think he's the nerd of golf.
So
he's
all
always
about
looking at technology.
What is the physics behind whatever's happening?
And new technology.
Getting a better club.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Now he can smash the ball. He's the longest hitter right now in golf. And but no, he's good. I don't have anything other than just him going to live. I just because goes back to being an old school traditional. Guy. I love the PGA, and I want the best golfers on the PGA. And he's over there, and they went, and I don't blame them. But the live is paying huge money to get these guys.
But they're both pretty young. I thought for some reason I was thinking Rory was much older. Rory's 35, so
yeah,
it's only 4-year age.
Rory,
difference.
as a young guy, he come out hot on tour.
So Rory was born in Northern Ireland, and DeChambeau was born in Modesto, California.
Yeah. Yep.
My nose is itching.
But
his clubs are specially designed to his specifications.
Yes. See, that's the
thicker than
scientist.
normal grips and irons that are the same in length.
Yeah. He wants everything a certain way based on
what his scientist physics are.
Yep.
He went to Southern Methodist, huh?
SMU. There you go.
He's an SMU guy. Where did Rory go? Did he go to college?
No, I don't think so. I think he worked his way through the European tour and got his tour card. I don't think he played college over here anywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because he turned pro he was young when he started playing on the PGA Tour. When he
turned pro in 2007. Wow, he was young.
Well, not as young. Well, no, wait a minute. If he's 35, that was 18 years ago. Not as young as I thought. But no, he's a great golfer. So is DeChambeau. They're both great.
You're no Bobby Jones, though.
So I always have this thing. I think did we say
Bobby Jones at age 14? Look at that.
Yeah. Did we? I don't know if we said this last week, but I want to see today's best players play with the clubs that Bobby Jones played.
Yeah, you were talking about that. You wanted to see him play with the old school.
I would love to see how.
You felt like that the only one that could do it would be Tiger.
Yeah. And I think he would. I'm not saying others couldn't do it, but I think he would be the best at using the old clubs.
Interesting.
And there might be some that would surprise you, but I think it would be, you'd see a lot lower scores. They wouldn't hit it as far as they do now.
But somebody at work was all about, oh, that means he won all that money. And they're like, oh, $4 million or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, in the big scheme of things, if you win all 4 of them and you only get $4 million, that ain't that much money.
In one tournament?
Yeah, but still, you've been
In
going
4 days?
for 16 years. You've been trying to get that $4 million.
Yeah, but he's won.
He's won other
He's won
tournaments.
44 times, and I bet at least all of those were 1 million each. Yeah, 4 million. That is good. That's
Youngest
huge.
in 2012 was youngest player to reach $10 million in career earnings.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess $4 million. I shouldn't say that that's nothing, but
and now, yeah, how old was he?
I feel
In
like it should be.
2012.
I feel like it should be more. Honestly, that's kind of what. Because I mean, if you compare it, like Nico was asking for $4 million from the University of Tennessee for 1 year.
Yeah.
You see,
Well,
that's the perspective is what I'm trying to say,
Right.
right? Like you just won the Masters.
Yeah.
You got $4 million, and Nico's sitting there going, "Oh yeah, I want $4 million." We'll get into that here in a minute.
Yeah, he wants that in 1 year, and Rory got it in 4 days.
Yeah, but once
For that one.
in his whole life.
Yeah, but he's won, how many majors has he won? And the majors pay big. He's won 1 Masters, but
I'm just saying in perspective. Like he's now getting this $4 million at the age of 35, and Nico is how old?
that's one tournament, though. Look his career earnings up, and then get back with me.
Nico got $8 million in 4 years, bro. That's what he was going to get.
Well, yeah, there's more money in NFL college nowadays, and that's
I just
can segue in. This is a good segue because I think they're get
lot to talk about. On that.
college football.
Let's finish up here, or maybe we can go ahead and move on.
No, we can move on. I think we kind of touched on that, and I think this is a good segue in. Nico, college football.
So for those of you who don't know, right? Nico
Yeah.
was Tennessee's superstar, and I'm sporting the
Yeah.
program today.
Yeah. Yep.
So
got your orange.
So the Friday before the orange and white game, and for Tennessee football, this is the orange and white game is a big
All right.
deal.
Great point. The away jersey just chimed in, and this is
Holy
Yes.
mackerel!
yes,
Liv offered him $750 million to move to Liv.
yeah. Now that they, like he said, I think that's rumored,
Jeez.
but
Okay, I'm corrected. Thank you, away jersey.
But look at some of the guys that jumped. Look at what Liv paid the guy. Look what they paid DeChambeau. Look what they paid Dustin Johnson.
Does it tell how much they paid? have to
Not on
Google it, wouldn't I?
Wikipedia. Yeah, Google what Liv paid, and you'll see. Because a lot of the guys on the PGA that have stayed, because they love the tradition.
Away jersey, thank you so much for coming on board, buddy.
Yeah.
We missed
He
you.
was late getting here, but we appreciate it.
We appreciate it. So, DeChambeau was
See?
reportedly signed for $125 million.
Yeah. You know who's paying that?
Yeah, the Saudis.
The oil. Yeah,
oil boys.
Saudis. Yep.
All oil money, man.
Yeah.
Then when you look at Tennessee's money, that's all redneck money.
Yeah. I like that. That's right.
They
Yeah.
can go get their oil money in golf, but
Yeah.
we're going to get our redneck money.
So that's what's crazy. But
I'm again broke.
yeah, I saw that too. I don't know if that's
What
a
the-
rumor. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
He burned through $125 million.
When was this? Look at the article though. I want to
2022.
I don't know if I believe this.
I'm again broke. Bryson reveals how he's been spending his $125 million live money.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Reinvested most of his earnings.
Yeah, see, I was going to
So
say
he
this-
invested it
that
in
was
something.
a clickbait is what that was.
He invested it in something, so now he doesn't have cash.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to have cash either. I'd want to invest the money too.
Yeah, you just
I get
got-
$125 million.
yeah.
I'm going to invest it, try to get it to $500 million.
You got suckered into clickbait there.
I heard he likes
Yeah,
what?
I wouldn't look at
Not
that.
even gonna go there.
Yeah. I was ignoring that on purpose. Okay, now we can segue back into Nico. You're wearing your orange to support.
Okay, so
UT.
so for those of you who don't know,
yeah,
Friday, and there's a lot of rumors around a lot of this.
Friday.
Friday before the orange and white game. So a lot of people don't realize. In fact, I I saw something. Did I send you that thing where Kiffin was talking about the orange and white game at UT?
No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that.
So Kiffin came from California, right?
Yeah.
This is just to give people perspective on the orange and white game. So Lane Kiffin was coaching
Hold on, though. I don't think you have to get too crazy. I think most people that are watching know the orange and white.
Kiffin was freaked out by the 75,000 people that showed up for the orange and white game.
Yeah. You're
Right.
going back.
And this is not a game during the season or anything. For people who don't know Tennessee football, most of the people who are watching our show would know. Anyway, all that being said, the Friday before the orange and white game, Nico decides, I'm not going to come to work today. And didn't come to practice.
Yeah. Last Friday.
Yep. And so right before the orange and white game, Heupel comes out and says, you know what? We're moving on from Nico. And it was just shock because Nico was the buy-in for Tennessee fans.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loved him.
Everybody's all about Nico this, Nico that, okay? And then Heupel also closed it with, I explained that no one is bigger than the program, including me.
Yeah.
Including the coach. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're moving on. Now, I want to talk about rumors because rumor has it, before the national championship first round game,
Yeah.
they were trying to negotiate a pay raise for Nico. At the end of that game, there was commentary about family stuff, and that's why he was sorry that he performed so poorly in the game. Nico, during the press conference, said, I just want to say I'm sorry to the fans that I performed so poorly during the game. I had some family drama going on. Now, what I believe was happening was Dad was trying to negotiate more money out of the University of Tennessee right before the national championship game started. And then it all made Nico got all emotional, and that's why he didn't perform the way he should have during the game and all this other stuff. So this has been going on theoretically.
Yeah.
All the way back
To that game, the Ohio State game.
Yep.
And I don't know. Maybe it has. There's a lot of rumor. And I do believe that the dad was trying. They're trying. And I don't know if it's fully dad or agents because they got. I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah. Because Nico is now at UCLA, right?
So,
but
it's not been confirmed. Not been officially confirmed, I don't believe, by UCLA. This is all rumor at this point, and there's people who are saying that he's going to get less money at UCLA. They're still negotiating.
Yeah, which is crazy because UCLA has announced that he's transferred there. But on the radio today, I was listening to on Sirius, listen to College Football Channel, and they were like, "Yeah, he's transferred there, but they haven't worked all the details out yet."
That's right.
So
he don't know how much money. He doesn't know how much money he's going to get yet.
I bet he gets less.
Oh yeah. And I think it was Colin Cowherd was saying that they anticipate he's going to get like 1.2 million instead of the 2 million, 2 point something million he was going to get at Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, and my understanding is this was all screw ups by family members, and it all started.
Too. I think greedy agents. There's an agent that has to represent them. It ain't just the family.
Well, you know how this all really started, though. The peak of it when it all kicked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dan Lanning.
I don't.
You didn't hear about that?
Mm-mm.
So apparently somebody on Nico's behalf was going around talking to other universities, trying to get an idea of how much money they would pay for Nico.
Yeah.
Dan Lanning got word of it and immediately picked the phone up and called Heupel directly.
The Oregon
head coach. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He called Heupel directly and said, "Hey, I just want you to know I'm being pitched Nico, who's your guy that's under contract."
Yeah, no. Well, but you'll be a fool to believe that was the first time this has happened. They do that all the time. That's been shopping your player around has been going on for a couple of years, maybe longer.
Well, you do know that he didn't just want $4 million, right?
Yeah, he wanted that car that was ridiculous.
Chiron Bugatti.
All right, this is what he thought.
And he wanted to be a certain color and everything.
No,
and see, this is all centered around, you know why this is happening, right?
Because the fans they adore him so much.
No.
They turn him into,
this is all Carson Palmer. Or not Carson, Carson Beck.
Yeah. but because the fans go so nutty over these kids, and they make them think they're God's gift to every school they're at, then the parents and the agent think, oh, we got this school. There's no way they'll get rid of us because the fans will run the AD and the coach out of town if they tell us no. And that's what makes what Heupel did even better.
Oh yeah,
because they think they got a school by.
Oh, it's changing the whole dynamic.
Yeah, but it's also at the same time it's the people that allowed NIL and transferring as much as you want.
Yeah, but this will correct a lot of that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think this is going to correct a lot of that.
So
the $4 million thing, though, like people don't realize, the car that he wanted the starting price for a Chiron Bugatti is $3 million. So he wanted $4 million in cash, plus he wanted a $3 million car.
But let me ask you this: what is that confirmed though, or is that rumor? Because in college football, even before NIL, rumors have gone. That's what makes college football is everybody goes, oh, I got a friend that's close to the program and he told me, and they'll tell you some crazy. That's been going on for years, and it never came to fruition. You're like, well, what happened to what your friend told you that has ties to the?
Oh, you're saying it was all rumors.
Yeah. Has that actually come out? About the car deal.
Let's see. Nico was essentially seeking a raise in his NIL deal with Tennessee, specifically asking for a new contract that would pay him around $4 million for the upcoming football season. I don't see anything.
See, and I believe Sports Illustrated and New York Post more than I do like
whoever said something about the Bugatti.
Yeah, SteveSportsSpecial.com or whatever.
Then the Mike and Jrod show.
Yeah, Mike and Jrod said that Nico turned down a 97,000 square foot mansion.
Nico wanted a Bugatti.
Yeah.
Let's see. Was Nico asking for a car?
I mean, and you'll go down. See, well, I don't know. That's something different. But I think they definitely wanted more money. Well, who's Nico Rosberg?
I don't know who Nico Rosberg is.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
See,
Nico.
AI is going to throw in some
I
crazy
can't figure
stuff.
out its life.
Yeah. But bottom line, what we all can come down to is he did want more money.
He wanted a lot.
Whether
of money.
Daddy wanted it, and I think Daddy and Agent were behind it more than Nico. Nico's just going, because he's still just a young dude that doesn't really know what he wants.
Yeah, and I mean,
He's being swayed.
I think it was like after Carson Beck, he got what, $4 million to go to, what was it? He went to Miami, didn't he? Was it Miami?
Yeah, he had already declared himself for the draft.
Oh, when he went to Miami, he'd already gone.
Yeah, he had declared himself for the draft, and then like a week after that is when he was like, no, I think so they're shopping. Everybody's shopping out there. And I don't blame him because unless you're, like we said, unless you're a top 10 pick, you get $4 million in college. That's more than you're going to get your first year in the NFL.
Yeah, because you got to be like a top dog to get a lot of money first year. Yeah, but I think that's what they were thinking. They were thinking, well, Nico's just as good as Carson Beck.
Away jersey makes, like, this ain't all new. He makes a good point. The best players at the worst schools have always driven the nicest cars on campus since the beginning of time.
Yeah, it's kind of convenient how that works.
Yeah.
Even when they wasn't getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow
it goes
still
back.
driving the best car.
Now it's just become anything goes.
Well, it's Wild Wild West until Tennessee said no, and I mean, even the anti-Tennessee,
it's still Wild Wild. You can't tell
Alabama's great Nick Saban came out and said, "Hey, this is going to correct the problem."
It's going to slow the problem down. It won't correct it. When you say correct, what do you think? I mean, the guy was already going to make $8 million in 4 years.
So, see, I don't think that they're going to pay the next one $8 million.
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to pay him $2 million a year. I think they're going to pay the next
Carson
one less.
Beck just made $4 million.
I think they're going to pay the next one less.
I don't. You can't get this back in the box.
Speaking of, you know who the next one's going to be, right? Is Jason on with us?
I don't know. Is it a Notre Dame guy?
It is. Oh, here's the video where Kiffin was talking about.
With
I
Theo
posted
Vaughn.
it. It's with Theo Vaughn. I posted it on our Facebook page if you want to watch it. Where
Yeah.
Kiffin was talking about Tennessee being
So
awesome.
Kiffin went on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, so Kiffin, I don't know if this is Theo Vaughn's. This is Theo Vaughn's TikTok. I'm not sure if it's his podcast,
okay.
but he asked Kiffin about where the best schools, best places to play were.
Right.
And Kiffin dodged the bullet because he didn't really want to talk about other places.
No, he's not, because he's at Ole Miss.
And then he went down the rabbit hole of, man, Tennessee is an amazing place, and it's hard to play there.
Oh yeah, I would put Tennessee as one of the where you'd want to play and one of the toughest places to play. As much as I hate to say that,
You know, I want to say,
Oh,
let's
there
see
he
what
is.
the,
He's here.
At the big games, like the thing will sell
Right.
out, then there'll be another 20,000 out week. Your whole year is affected whether they go out,
here it
then there'll
is.
be another 20,000. And I remember, I'm like, there's a lot of people. They have a spring game. There's like 70,000
Yeah.
people here at the spring game, like 50,000 there 2 hours before. And they're like, yeah, at the big games, like the thing will sell out, then there'll be another 20,000 outside. And I'm like, I went to school. I'm like, no.
No, don't get it.
No. And then when I went to Alabama, the same thing. They're like, no, half these people didn't go to school here.
yeah.
They lived in the state.
And
at one point.
I ain't
So
trying to offend them, but
it's
to
their
me,
team. It's not because they went to school there. And like,
it
their
is.
passion is unbelievable. And I'm like, wait, you didn't even go to
Get him
school
off
here.
there. And this will make people mad. It is 100% in my mind the dumbest thing to go to a spring game. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
So the whole reason why people go to the
So
spring game at
stupid.
Tennessee is because they can't afford tickets.
But it's so stupid.
They can't
Alabama,
actually get tickets.
when I hear that many people go to spring games, I'm like, and I know what people are going to say because I went one time and they're going to go, well, it was Vandy.
Oh, you went to a Vandy spring game? Oh, so you're trash talking spring games, and then you went to a Vandy game.
And
I see how this
it
works.
was the absolute stupidest.
I see how this works.
Hey,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was the stupidest thing I ever went to. I'd rather go and watch paint dry than go to a spring football game ever again.
I enjoyed the orange and white game,
It means nothing.
but
and-
I'm also like
and the
Neyland
average-
was a special place for me, so it's not.
It was not a terrible takeaway jersey. It is the dumbest thing to me, and I would argue forever on that.
Argue forever on it.
It's practice. You're watching a practice. In the
So-
words of Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice.
Allen Iverson.
Yep. And there's your take, John Allen. I can't even say his name. I'm so mad right now. God, it ain't funny.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It was
Yeah.
so funny. It's so great.
No.
So great. Cheer, cheer, cheer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
This is the first time we've had battling audio.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it gets out of hand. College and he, the way Jersey put it, it's impacted how he feels about and it's impacted how I feel about it. Because I would say this year is worse than NFL free agency. People always said, "Oh, free agency is going to ruin NFL."
But here's the deal. So you went to a spring game for Vandy, and the truth of the matter is, and I love Vandy. I went to school there. I'm all about Vandy. But Vandy football, like I got tickets to a Vandy football game where I paid $15 a ticket,
Yeah.
and I got $15 worth of free food. Mm-hmm. So like, and there were lots of tickets available.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Tennessee, that does not happen. People, in a lot of cases, people can't even afford to go to Tennessee games. And when they go to the spring game is the only time where you can go and watch any activity in Neyland Stadium for free.
So, but what you're watching is
But it is the
boringness.
cathedral. It is the cathedral of college football.
I don't care. No, you can go watch them when they play Ball State or the blind school, and you can get tickets to that game. I'm not
Still have a hard
buying-
time getting tickets.
I'm not buying that, we can't get into when they play the dumb schools on our schedule. You can get in and watch it. It's
Still expensive tickets.
Watch it on TV.
No, that is true. You can watch
I mean, it is the spring game. In fact, I don't know. What do you go to the spring game for? That's what I want to know. Anybody, why would you go?
Well, most people will go to the UT spring game for the same reason they went to this spring game, and that's to see who the new quarterback's going to be, because Nico's out
so
now. And honestly,
I'll
if
find out who
Nico hadn't have gone, if Nico was still in it, they probably would have less attendance at the spring game.
All right, let me tell you this. How many times? Let me ask you this question. If you're going to the spring game to see who the new quarterback is going to be, how many times has the starter been different from who it was in the spring in any school?
That's an interesting question.
Oh, a bunch. That's changed.
See, Jason says SEC starting lineup. He wants to go see the SEC starting lineup.
No, he says C starting lineup. That's not SEC.
Oh, I can't.
You can't read.
Can't read. So now that Jason has joined us, I'm going to talk about the twist. Can I talk about the twist in this whole situation?
Yeah.
Because guess who is now available?
I don't know.
Notre Dame's Stephen Gelly.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Who is he?
He was the one who
water
saved
boy?
Notre Dame's national championship game in the playoffs.
Was he the backup? What does he do?
Quarterback.
I'm supposed to get. He came in as a backup, right?
Yeah, he's one of the backups.
Yeah.
But he was like a rock star when they recruited him. So he's been sitting on the bench because he's sitting behind their number one guy right now.
All right. So
now I don't think he'll get $2 million.
No.
But he'll get a heck of a lot more than he is getting sitting on the backup in the backup.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. So
JCCC says he helped win the Penn State game.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me ask you this: how, just in the same way that we say these kids that leave, their parents or agents tell them to go take more money, do you think the Manning family is telling Arch, you can't ruin our reputation, you got to stay at Texas?
Absolutely. Especially now.
Yeah.
Like if
he's gonna be the starter
if
now.
you are the starter
Now
and
he
you walk
is.
for more money,
Yeah.
I think if you're the starter at any major program in the country, like, and I'm not talking about Big 12 or whatever. I'm talking about if you're in the SEC or the Big 10 and you are the clear starter for your program and you walk for more money, you're going to get shunned.
No.
You can't tell me that
You're
going to play
giving
for
way too
UCLA is not being shunned. UCLA was like bottom 10 offense in the country.
And this is where I'm going to tell you, I don't think he cares. It's about money. They don't care if they play at UCLA.
He's going to get less money.
Or South Alabama.
No, I'm saying that programs are going to be like, screw you.
Because you know what? He was going to go to Tulane. Tulane backed out because they couldn't pay enough. Tulane was one of the schools on the radar.
You think it's because they couldn't pay enough?
Yes, 100%.
Or you think it was because of the pressure of, I don't want to accept this guy?
They wouldn't have threw their name in the hat for him if they thought that.
So then why did they not take him?
Because he probably wanted too much money. And what I'm saying is, you're saying, why would you go to UCLA? Is because they were wanting too much money. See? They were in there wanting to get him. It's who's going to come off with the most money. Even if he's going to get less than $4 million, it's who's going to pay me the most. He doesn't care that he played at UT. It's obvious. And he doesn't care that he's going to play at a lesser school because he cares about the money.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, though,
and that's what colleges turn into.
If you're giving him less money than he made at Tennessee, do you really want him?
Yes.
He's going to play embittered.
No, because now he knows he messed up and he's got to go out there and prove himself again.
You think so? Huh?
Yeah. Because now you're talking about, now that they turned him down,
you don't think all of a sudden in the first few games he's going to get injured now that he's got his contract?
No. Because if he wants to play in the pros, he's got to go, now I got to reprove myself to to make people think it wasn't for the money and that I'm out there working hard. He has to now, or he doesn't care. He's going to take as much money as he gets, and he doesn't care if he plays in the NFL.
Yeah, because he's getting $1 million. He's
And that's
already
what's
gotten $2
happening
million
in
from
college.
Tennessee for
You're
3
gonna,
years.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already gotten $6 million from Tennessee, right?
yeah, but that ain't enough because his parents are going to want more and more, and his agent is going to want more and more. So that's why he's got to do better.
Oh, everybody's taking all the money.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
kid ain't
It's a
invested the
It's
money.
your money.
Everybody
That's all
else
it is
took
about.
the money.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know what that was in reference to.
I don't know what that's reference to.
Yeah. You'll have
Anyway, I posted the article where they
Yeah.
talk a little bit about Nico being out, and now Angeli is the potential to fill the
to,
spot.
the Notre Dame guy.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting dynamic, and Notre Dame is now coming to the rescue of the state of Tennessee once again, because Vandy's coach came from Notre Dame.
Yeah, he coached there.
Yeah.
But he also was.
So Jason's
played at
excited that
Vanderbilt.
Notre Dame is now saving the state of Tennessee again.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gotten out of hand, right? We both agree on that. NIL, transferring as much as you want.
So did you also hear about the Bill Belichick story,
I don't know.
where he took Dion's big-time player?
Who?
Dion had a true freshman wide receiver. It's like top-rated,
Yeah.
who's who, and boom, Belichick says, "No, sir, Dion, no, sir." No, sir. I don't have a no, sir button. I need a no, sir button.
I don't know.
I don't even
I was
know what
going to
it'd
hit a
be.
buzzer and be like, nah.
Boom, shakalaka. That's a good one. Or, this one. Oh, yeah, Belichick. Ooh.
So, but, all right, to that. Okay, that was today.
But technically, I guess he could still go someplace else, right? And Tennessee lost one of their top wide receivers, so maybe he'll go to Tennessee. I don't know. Would you choose to go to Tennessee over going to Bill Belichick if you got to deal with Bill Belichick? Would you choose Dion over Bill Belichick? If you could choose any program in the country and be mentored by anybody, would you choose Dion? Would you choose Bill Belichick? Or would you choose a major SEC program?
I may go Bill Belichick.
I mean, Bill Belichick,
But,
he's
yeah.
going to prep you for the NFL, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is the NFL guy, right? So I guess that's what you want, right? Do you
Well,
want to just play college and make a
is.
lot of money, or do you want to go NFL?
I mean, I'd say it's a toss-up between. And here's what I'm gonna say. And nowadays, though, look, you're saying, oh, Bill Belichick wooed him over, but he was committed.
He's already
to four.
flipped.
He was committed to 4 schools before flipping to Colorado in October.
So he may flip again.
I wonder what changed his mind.
He may flip again.
What do you think changed
Oh,
his
you
mind?
think it's money?
Yes.
He's chasing the money.
That's all. And Nick
TCU,
Saban,
then
Nick
Oregon,
Saban
then
told
Arizona
you
State,
this.
and now I'm going to Colorado because Colorado's giving me more money.
You quoted Nick Saban a while ago, but you didn't quote what he said.
Oh, yeah, he said money.
70 to 80% of these kids now, it's about
All they wanna talk
money
about is
and
money.
will I get to play.
Money and will I get to
Immediately.
play. That's all. Money
Yeah.
and will I get to play.
So,
And will I get to play immediately is, hey, am I going to get to showcase myself so that I can get more money someplace
right.
else?
That's, yeah.
I'm going to
So,
post this article up on Facebook
I
page so
might,
people can see.
if it keeps going like this, I mean, I'd still watch Vandy, but I may start watching more NFL than I do college.
Yeah, because it's losing its.
They're
it's
all
losing its
hopping
luster.
around like,
just
I
like the NFL.
NFL's got better rule. Yeah, they got free agency, but I think
They got better stability because of the franchise player tag.
yeah,
Yeah. Jason says you are welcome for
yeah.
Notre Dame helping out
So
Tennessee
see,
again.
and here's the thing, they still have 2, and I'm taking his word for it. He says Notre Dame still has 2 great quarterbacks. So that could be more of a like, man, if I want to play,
Wagers, he says, oh, people aren't even gonna. They're not even gonna worry about the NFL. I'm gonna take all the money I can get now and worry about the NFL maybe later. I don't really
Yeah.
care.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
And
where
that's a
Reagan
good-
is.
That's a good point. Yeah, I know. He sent me that he was talking Nico stuff on last Friday.
Reagan was?
Yeah. He was like, "Did you see this? Did you see this?" And I'm
Then he
like,
drops us
"Oh,
on the
this will
show.
be good to talk about."
Whatever.
He probably forgot. See, look at there. I agree with the way jersey. He says it's pushing him to the pros, and that's what I was just getting to.
Yep, that's what you were talking about.
Because at least I know when they sign their, a contract, some of the same players are going to be there for at least 2 to 3 to 4 years. College now, it's 1 year and done.
Well, and they're adults. And so they're going to stand behind their contract because they want their money.
Well, you're right.
And in the NFL, it's a legit contract.
Because there's no rules right now in college.
Yep.
There's no rules.
Yep.
And so,
But see, I've seen a lot of arguments, though, that this stand by Tennessee is going to change a lot of things. I think I sent you that link, and that was what's his name, in response to the Tennessee thing.
Yeah.
Because Saban was like, "Hey,
it's gonna
this is
help
gonna
a little
this
bit.
is gonna fix a lot of these problems because now players have to actually say, oh, well, wait a second, I need to hire an agent that can coach me in this because if I do this wrong, I'm gonna end up like Nico and take a big pay cut."
Wait a minute, though. I think most of you'd be surprised how many of these college players already have agents.
They were saying that Nico didn't have a legitimate agent. They just have random people.
Who?
Random people who claim they're an agent that have no legitimate experience serving as an agent.
Who claims this?
Oh, I saw this on. It was.
I gotta know if it's rumor.
No, it was on ESPN.
Okay.
Who are the big ESPN names?
The comment. I don't know, but
I can tell you who it is. I see his face.
and now I can believe that they've got guys that are acting as agents.
It's he started his own podcast too. What was his name? I can see his face.
I don't know. Well, here, all right, but how many years does Nico have left? Is he a junior or a senior? Junior.
I think he was a redshirt freshman, and he's a junior, so he may potentially have.
So
2
he
more
could
years.
go, but he could go pro after this year if he wanted to.
Jerry Maguire.
That's true too.
What?
Wade Jersey says most of these kids don't have agents; they have AAU coaches. But and that's more true probably in basketball. But I would say, I don't know. I'm talking about in college now. I don't know.
Man, I'm blanking on his name. It's driving me crazy.
I'd say your bigger stars in college have agents at this point, especially if they're juniors and senior. If not, and you're I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not. And I don't know what you're looking at, but I don't like it where this has gone with college. There's no rules. There's still no rules on NIL. Like I said, I was listening to the radio on the way over here, and they're just talking about negotiate instead of they're talking about negotiating.
Well, and I'm trying to think.
And they're like, "What's UT? Who are they going to find?" Like it was, because they were talking like they're looking on they're using the portal as free agency. Well, who can they sign this year?
Who
and
was
I'm
it?
like,
Somebody's show
you're not
had
supposed to sign them to a deal.
somebody's show had an NFL agent that was now doing college as well, and he was talking about how, there's nobody really that's an agent in college because and kind of the same AAU coaches, it's kind of the same kind of commentary. And he's like, I'm a legitimate agent. I've been an NFL agent for blah, 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 blah years. I know how this works. And now I'm representing this college student and this college student and this college student, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's a real agent, right?
Right.
You get some guy that's, I'm an agent. Okay, well, what have you done? Well, I've done college. Well, you do know that NIL has just started, like,
Well, it's new. Yeah.
And so you've been an agent in an era that nobody knows even what's going on. So, and the NFL agent was like, oh yeah, we need to make uniform contracts. We need to have it structured like the NFL has it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, and they're going to. That's what.
What are you thinking?
Yeah,
You're thinking about something.
I was reading away Jersey.
Oh, you're reading.
We hadn't talked about the coaches, how they jump ship like they do.
Well, and we
And
we
have
did talk
touched.
about that in previous episodes, right? Yeah, because we were wild. We talked
Yeah.
about that, and we talked about what we felt like the solution was, right? We felt like the solution was everybody, if you move programs, you got to
Yeah.
wait out a year,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's a coach or a player.
Right.
And I think you were saying, well, I don't know how we would enforce that.
Yeah.
Every school would have to agree, right? All the schools would have to say, okay, being part of the NCAA means that I agree that blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, the buyouts got to I think the buyouts in college got crazy. They would buy
For the
everybody
coaches,
would,
you're talking
yes,
about.
and that's
do you
what
think
made
that
them jump.
the players are going to start getting buyouts too?
Depends on how legit the like these contracts are, like what it's going to hold up in court if they start taking it that way. You know what I mean? How legit are these
So is
contracts?
Tennessee going to take
'Cause-
Nico to court?
Because if you go back to the UNLV guy,
You say, hey, Nico, we
Well,
got
hold
a
on.
4-year contract.
no, hold on though. Remember UNLV quarterback back in
Oh, and he didn't get paid, and then he left.
and UNLV was saying, well, we didn't agree to anything, and then he was like, well, they didn't pay me. They told me there was no like. So evidently there wasn't a legit contract because they didn't pay him and he walked away.
Oh, yeah, he didn't actually get it in
So
writing.
we're gonna yeah,
He didn't have a good agent.
right.
Oh, yeah, I removed that show. What is he talking about?
Remember is what he meant. The show we talked about the coaches jumping.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because the whole complaint from the players was they had to sit out a year to transfer. And I agree with their complaint. Well, the coach gets to jump around. Why can't I? I agree with
I
that
agree with
complaint.
that too.
But now you've allowed it. It's turned into this. I don't think allowing them to jump has helped. I think it was a bad idea.
Recruiting rank meant more than portal acquisition rank.
Yeah.
There's
So
a ranking
remember-
for portal acquisition now?
Probably, yeah. Your portal rankings, 24/7 Sports will rank the portal recruiting class coming in. Yep. See.
On 2025 college football team transfer portal rankings.
Yeah. And say they got their money and all that.
$4.9 million.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? Oh, this is the transfer portal index.
Yeah. So it's
This
transfers
is by team.
Yeah, and look, transfers coming in and transfers going out. And so the value, they gained 4.9 million.
Dang, Texas Tech is making some moves. So
Yeah.
this actually monitors the team's performance
Yeah.
in the portal.
Right. And that's where it's going is now that they can jump ship,
It's all about
they're
the
more
portal.
focused on who can we get. We can get whoever we want next year.
Tennessee's not even on this list.
They're not worried about 4 years.
UCLA's on the list.
Mm-hmm. I bet this is
Interesting.
before what you call it.
This is pre Nico.
Probably. It ain't been updated yet.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Tennessee's not even on here, dude. Ohio State's 18.
Yeah.
Still not see. Texas is 30.
Well, okay.
Vanderbilt
at
is
Vandy.
36.
Hey, look at their
Vanderbilt's-
difference. Did you see their difference? They're in the hole. 275,000. They have 14 come in.
So I don't understand what.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I
It's
don't
an
know the-
adjusted value
I don't get that. That doesn't.
So
make any
they
sense to
lost-
me.
money somehow. Is what that's saying. And now how they do, I don't know.
How does that work?
Yeah.
But see, then it says Maryland has a negative 446K,
Yeah.
but they don't have an initial value. So I don't.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. It's all. That's how new all this crap is.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, it's just clueless. But the fact that you're like number 44
Well, hold on.
and
though.
Vandy's 36,
But what does that mean? Because they've lost they're negative 2.4 million.
and they started with 2.1.
Yeah.
Is that what that?
So I don't know how. Yeah.
I don't know how any of that works. That's
Yeah.
weird. Then they've got the star rating too. Yeah, this is complicated.
Yeah.
This is
we'll have to
really
study what all
complicated.
that means. But and to me, all this is ruining college football for me. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
the
say
passion-
for everybody, but
The
like,
passion is gone,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden you're sitting there going, "Oh, what?"
and don't come to me anymore going, oh, he's a student athlete. It's a student. No,
That's a load
they
of
ain't
crap.
none of them graduating. Because what was the Georgia quarterback that's in the pros that still hadn't graduated college? Before Beck, who was that? What was that dude?
I don't know.
So I don't want to hear anything about, well, they're students. Ain't none of them.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. Put in, when did he graduate college? How long did it take him?
So that would have been Stetson
And I
Bennett,
don't think he has a degree yet.
or he will never have a degree.
Yeah, because he ain't worried about school.
Stetson Bennett is playing for the Rams.
Yeah, put in like, did he get a degree from Georgia? Stafford. No, Stafford's got a degree. We ain't going that far back away, Jersey.
And after his transfer, Bennett played 12 games through for 16. Jones College.
What?
He transferred to Jones College.
No, that's before he went to Georgia.
Oh, okay.
You gotta ask it. Just says, does Stetson Bennett have a degree from Georgia?
Did Stetson Bennett graduate
Yep.
from UGA?
I don't know what you see.
No.
No. See, he still doesn't.
Despite playing at the University of Georgia for 6 years.
Yes. So I don't want to hear.
He didn't even graduate after 6 freaking years.
No, they don't care. It's all about winning and playing. Like the colleges don't care. There's no such thing as student athlete in my mind anymore. Maybe your guys that are walking on or barely getting scholarships that know they're not going pro. But these guys anymore on your big schools, they ain't going to school.
He was a 2-star quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And his only FBS scholarship came from Middle Tennessee
Yeah.
State University.
Yep. So.
Coaches thought he was too short at 5'9".
Yeah.
And then he went and did 2 national championships
He
at
grew
Georgia.
2 more inches. He's 5'11" now, according. So, I don't know.
Grew 2 more inches in college.
That's what it says.
That's
He's 5'11"
there's something
now.
wrong there. There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Something wrong there.
There's so much wrong in college football. right
Walk
now.
on at Georgia in 2017.
He spent a lifetime in college.
Jeez.
So crazy.
So because he was a walk-on, then he's like, okay, I didn't get to play. And then he transferred to Jones
Yeah.
College and played. And then Georgia's like, oh, yeah, maybe he should come back. Maybe he's not that bad.
Yeah.
Jeez, that is crazy. That is insane.
And then all this leads to next week in the NFL draft.
Oh, is it next week?
Yeah, next Thursday. And the Titans have the number 1 pick. Yeah.
Oh, the feelings associated with being the number 1
Yeah.
pick.
And I don't know. I'm not sure who they're going to take. And I'm not sure the Titans know exactly what they're going to do if they trade it. I think they're leaning towards Cam Ward. But the head coach, either today or yesterday, he rattled off the top 4. He goes, it could be any one of these 4. And it was Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter.
Expected to select
Yeah.
Cam Ward from Miami. The
Yeah.
number 1 overall pick. Is Cam Ward going to fix the problems at the Titans?
I don't know. I don't know. This past year is the least amount that I watched the Titans in a long time. And it was just, there was no interest at all.
Cade Cunningham?
Golly. I'd have to look that guy up.
I don't even know who that is.
It's probably been a while, and I bet he turned out to be awful. I was a basketball player.
That's not the same Cade Cunningham, was it?
Probably. Yeah. No, that's the Florida fella, ain't it? No, I don't know. Who you talking about? You've already got a Cam Ward football card?
Whatever. And this is crazy talk. I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking craziness. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, he's crazy.
But
so the Titans got the first pick.
Yeah,
everybody thinks it's going to be Cam Ward. And then the question is Cam Ward going to fix the Titans?
I would choose Cam Ward
is,
over Shedeur Sanders. I would.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. I think Shedeur Sanders has got some real culture issues.
And I might even would take Hunter, the wide receiver from Colorado, before I'd take Sanders, but I wouldn't use that on a number 1 pick though.
How far the Patriots have fallen. They are the number 4 pick.
Not as far as
the Giants and the Browns.
Or the Titans. Titans have fallen further than the Patriots. How'd you get Shedeur's autograph?
Who?
Jason.
Jason, you're so full of crap.
Yeah, there's no telling.
He's Are you aware that Jason was fooling with you on
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, he's no lawyer.
No, he is a lawyer, but he went to the Nashville School of Law.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah.
He said he posted in the thing he went to the Harvard Library.
The cream of the crop.
Nobody better.
Nobody does it better.
No, that's funny.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah. So
you're not
that's
excited
exciting.
about the draft, or are you excited about the draft?
The draft is another thing like spring practice for me, going to a spring game. So all these radio stations in these NFL towns spend months talking about the draft, like it's this big deal.
Well, and we did shows around a lot of things that we felt like were special.
Yeah.
And you don't picture us ever doing a draft show.
No, we can talk about it, but man, it's...
No, I'm talking about like a special...
Oh, like would I come on and we'd watch
we're going to do it. Oh, we're going to...
No. No. Now, next
Not
week...
quite like the selection show for...
I'd rather watch the March Madness selection show and the college football playoff selection show. That's more exciting to me than the draft. Because other than the top 10 players, I'd say top 5. None of these guys are going to start other than the top 10.
They'll all be sitting the bench.
Yeah. And it usually takes a couple years to see how they turn out. And a lot of times your second, third, fourth round players, second and third is probably your meat of the guys that actually, you have so many first round busts a lot of times.
I'm fascinated by how they decide who gets first and second round in the later rounds.
Oh, okay. If there was never any trades, they would just go how the first round, how you finished the year.
Mm-hmm.
They put you in that, but because trades through the years, I've traded for a
second round
pick in 2027. But if there was none of that, essentially the Titans would get the first pick in the second round, the first pick in the third round,
so they've traded out their second and third round, first picks.
Yeah, but if there was never any trading your picks, the way the lineup would stay that way. How you finished the year, every round would be the same.
Interesting.
So the Titans would get the first pick of every round.
Interesting.
If it didn't get messed up through the years by the trades and stuff.
And the Bears had the first pick last year.
Yeah.
With Caleb Williams. How's he turned out?
Okay. I think, they're going to stick with him.
And Washington got Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and I think he's turned out better. They went to the playoffs.
The Titans got J.C. Latham.
Yeah. Offensive lineman. Yeah. So,
who was the genius who thought, let's pick an offensive lineman?
Well, if you get the right one, though, man, they hold down.
It's gonna take you to the playoffs.
Well, it's a lot. Yeah, a lot. Offensive linemen, man, will stay they'll stay for years. They can play 10, 12 years.
So you say it's a So the Titans are doing a long-term play last year.
Yeah, I feel like they've done that for the last 12 years and it ain't worked out.
Let's see. So they were the number 7 pick last year. In 2023, they were. Bryce Young got picked number 1, huh?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, okay, look what they picked. Is this 2 years ago?
Titans picked
another
2 years.
offensive lineman. They love to pick offensive linemen in the first round. It wouldn't surprise me if their number 1 pick was an offensive lineman.
You
next
got to be
week.
kidding me.
I don't know who it would be.
Dude, Titans, you're sucking. You got to stop
Yeah.
picking offensive linemen. You got to pick somebody special.
this year.
They got Traylon Burks, the wide receiver,
Yeah,
and
from Arkansas.
what was this year? 2022.
22, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence.
Went number 1.
Him and his long hair. Man, they were way on down the picks list that year.
I don't think that one of these years not too.
Caleb Farley,
Yeah.
cornerback,
He's not even playing anymore.
2021.
I don't think Farley's even in the league. He got hurt all the time. That was another thing. The Titans either picked offensive linemen or they would pick, if they had a later first round pick, they'd pick a guy that was supposed to be a top 10 pick, but he got hurt. And they'd be like, oh, we're getting a deal.
And then,
And then the guy's hurt.
Getting
and
a
never-
deal with an
yeah.
injured
They're
24/7
like, oh, he's
player.
going to heal and be, yeah. Is he even playing pro anymore?
Last year was 2024
Okay.
with the Carolina Panthers.
I bet he's not on a roster this year. And it's not his. He just injury prone.
He
But
signed to the active roster November 18th.
yeah, he won't be.
He was on the practice squad in 2024.
Yeah, he's done.
Wow.
I mean, he might be
He
in.
holds a youth football camp and is
No, now I'm gonna feel bad because he's doing things for the kids, and I'm dogging him.
working to help aspiring football players,
Yeah.
and you're being brutal with
I
him.
know it. Yeah. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah. But so yeah, man, I don't know. The NFL draft, it's not exciting. Spring practice doesn't excite me. I want to see the real deal.
He's got a great looking suit on.
Yeah, that is a good suit. But
That's his Carolina Panthers suit for 1 year.
yeah, I'd take that suit. if
Oh
you-
no, that's a Titans suit.
Yeah,
Look,
that's Titans.
it's got
'cause he
Nissan
that-
Stadium in the background.
Yeah. That's a sweet suit.
Where
Yeah,
did Caleb Farley get his Titans suit?
like I'd rather go watch golf this time of year than watch spring practice and
You can watch spring practice instead of watching the Titans picking offensive line.
no, I'd watch golf before I watch either one. If you wanted to punish me, sit me in a room with the draft and spring practices, or the spring games, that would hurt. That would hurt me bad.
2020 was when the Bengals got Joe Burrow. That's worked
See,
out
that's a
pretty good for
pick.
them.
Yeah. See, that's been a good pick.
It's been a good pick for them. It's a good culture pick too. I feel like Joe Burrow's a good culture pick for Cincinnati.
Do you know what the last pick of the draft is called? Every year, they've named it.
The last pick?
Yeah, you know what they call it? The very last pick.
What, the garbage
They
pick?
call it. If you get picked, they call you Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh man.
I wouldn't mind being Mr.
Jalen
Irrelevant.
Key was Mr. Irrelevant last
Yeah.
year. From Alabama. Is that S is safety, isn't it?
Oh, God. He's Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know. It's irrelevant what he is. I guess he's a safety.
He can line up over the slot and at linebacker depth too.
Yeah. Yes, John, or away jersey, I did make a South Alabama reference earlier. See if Jalen Key's still playing.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah.
See how irrelevant he really is. Current team, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
He is an active safety for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I would be interested to know how
And
many.
He was the 257th pick.
In the last 10 years, how many Mr. Irrelevants are still in the NFL?
That's an interesting question. So I guess
Yeah.
he was picked by the Jets in 2024, and it's got an asterisk. Named it, making him Mr. Irrelevant, the actual title.
Yeah.
He was waived on August 27th and re-signed to the practice squad. Released October 30th.
He was released.
On December 17th, he was signed to the Bengals practice squad. Signed a reserve future contract on January 25th, 2025. So he's with the Bengals now.
Yeah. Yeah, and John, I did mention South Alabama and then North Carolina. Bill Belichick, they did take a South Alabama quarterback.
Yep. Okay, so Mr. Irrelevant in 2024 is on the
Still-
irrelevant status.
Okay.
Mr. Irrelevant in 2023.
You mean
is-
2020? He's not playing. 2024 is not playing.
No, he's still on a roster.
Okay.
He's on the Bengals roster, but it's I think it's a practice roster. Signed a reserve future contract, whatever that
Okay.
is.
This year. Okay.
What does that mean? Reserve future
Yeah.
contract.
I don't know.
That means like you're not even on the signed to the practice squad,
He's a practice squad guy.
and then he signed a reserve future so he's not even a
Yeah.
practice squad guy. Is this the next level down from
Man,
practice
I
squad
don't know.
guy?
They've locked him up though, so nobody else will get him. I don't really know what that means.
Is a reserve. Oh, look at that! Everybody wants to know what a
Yeah.
reserve future contract. And the reserve future contract allows the
There you
team to
go.
secure a player's rights for the upcoming season, without the player counting against the team's active roster
There you go.
limit. So it's not practice squad; it's one step up from practice
Yeah.
squad.
So what they'll do is he'll go to once training begins and what they call them OTAs and all that. Once all that starts, he's going to be in camp, and then he'll have, what do they have? Well, they start with 100 players, and they have to cut it down to 55 or whatever by a certain date.
They're restricted from negotiating with other teams
Yeah.
till the new league year begins.
Yeah. So he'll be invited. He'll go to camp, and if he can make all the cuts, that's where you work your butt off. And you try
This
to
is
make
an
the team.
opportunity for him
Yes.
to not be the 90-man guy, but the 53-man guy.
Yes, he gets a chance.
So technically, he's not on a roster.
Yeah.
So who was the other? Who did I say the other one was? 2023. So most irrelevant was
Deshaun Johnson.
Deshaun Johnson.
of
Really?
Toledo. You don't know him.
Really, Deshaun Johnson? You got to be kidding
gonna
me!
say,
Come
you don't-
on,
How
come
you
on,
don't know who that
Deshaun!
is?
Come on, Deshaun! What's going on here? Come on! Why y'all gonna diss on Deshaun Johnson?
Would you? Here's a question: would you rather be Mr. Irrelevant or
Whoa, Deshaun Johnson convicted of killing a coworker. That is not
Is
the
this the
same
same
Deshaun
one?
Johnson, is it? No, it can't be.
Well, then he ain't gonna be on a roster.
That's not the same guy, is it?
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, Dijon, not Deshaun. Dijon, D-E-S-J.
Desjuan.
Desjuan.
Yeah. D-E-S-J.
J-U-A.
Yeah.
J.
There you
There
go.
we go. Got him. American football player.
Oh, he's Rams. Is he still active?
About to find out. Mr. Irrelevant is sitting with his practice squad gear on.
And he's active with the Rams, 2023 to present. See, those guys gotta. You almost want to be one of those guys. Not, I don't know if you want to be, but like if you are, they gotta work their butts off. He appeared in 11 games in 2023. Dude,
That's
he
pretty
might
good
turn
for
out to
being
be
a-
something. Yeah.
Pretty good for being Mr. Irrelevant.
See, I like those stories.
2 sacks, 9 total tackles, and one forced fumble.
Yeah.
He's a defensive end.
Yeah.
Man, he's making some activity go,
No,
man.
that's awesome. That's the stories I like.
Yeah.
Not these stupid NIL hungry.
Desjuan Reynard Johnson.
You know what? I'm gonna buy his. I wonder if the Rams have a jersey that I could buy for him.
I don't know. I wonder how much it is.
$10.
$10? Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. See if I can look it up. Let's see. Because Google's the answer to everything, right?
Yeah, that's right. It is tonight for us. But yeah,
Let's see.
so that's what we got going on. For
We don't
us.
even know. He's jersey number 94.
You can't. Oh my gosh, $80.
Yeah, you're gonna have to probably have it printed custom because you can't just
Yeah.
buy them stock.
Well, the NFL, they're trying to pay all the salary, so even Mr. Irrelevant's jersey is expensive.
Here's a $64 one with a $5.99 delivery.
Yeah, it'll be 80 before you know it. But that's cool though. I love
He's
those
gonna be.
stories.
You know what we should do is try to get his rookie card.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say we ought to try to get him on the show. That would be awesome. Does Juan Johnson, you have an open invitation. To come
Open
on the
invitation.
Mike and
You're
J-Rod
our new
show
superstar, man.
Anytime you want. We will have
Our
you
new
on.
superstar. We will buy one of your jerseys if you come on.
Yeah. I would have to.
We'll wear it on the show. Wear it
That's
on
right.
multiple shows.
Yeah.
Who was 2022? Let's see. This has got me going down some crazy
Yeah.
rabbit hole now because he's like Brock Purdy.
Yeah. I think Jason mentioned that earlier.
I remember Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Ryan Suckup and Brock Purdy.
Ryan Suckup?
Yeah, he was a kicker for the Titans for a while. He kicked for South Carolina.
Brock Purdy jersey. You can get a Brock Purdy jersey.
Oh, he starts for the 49ers, dude.
Yep.
He's probably one of the best known Mr. Irrelevance.
Yeah, I don't know how
He's
ended
the
up
most
being-
relevant Mr.
That's what I was about to say. He
Yep.
is the relevant Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep. Well,
And I mean, he turned it around too. I mean, the 49ers are not bad anymore.
No, he played in the Super Bowl
Yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
How did he end up at that pick level? That's
sure
crazy.
is Purdy.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I think maybe we'll go out on that one.
You want to go out? It's been a fun night.
Mr. Purdy, kind of
Thanks
like
for
you,
joining us.
Mr. Purdy.
Yeah,
Not as purdy as me, but
No,
as purdy
yeah.
as you, maybe.
maybe. You can watch our shorts at mikeandjrod.com, the link tree. Right? Yeah, they
Yep,
can find
it's a
us
link
there.
tree. Yep.
You can also, we have merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
Buy it there.
Got our
Mike-
great coffee mugs.
Yeah,
Mike and
yeah.
Jrod coffee mugs.
We got hats back there.
Got our cool
over
hat.
there.
And thank you again for Eric coming
Yeah.
onto the show. Nashville Barber Club.
If you live in the Middle Tennessee area, look him up for a haircut. He'll come to you. Or
If you want your whole office to have a haircut, he'll
Yeah.
come to your office and cut everybody's hair at once.
your groomsman, a bachelor party.
That's right,
or
that's
before
right.
The wedding, yeah, anything, man. Courtney.
Courtney,
thanks for joining.
hey. Great
All
to
right,
have you.
Well, we're on our way out for tonight, Courtney, but you can watch us
Watch
next
our
week.
shorts and catch the show next week.
We'll be live next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Thanks for checking us out. Hey, I'll take you at the last minute. Thanks for watching. That's right. But yeah, we're just having a good time doing a show on
Always a
Thursday
pleasure.
nights. Yep.
This is the Mike and Jrod Show, a production of Scott Social Media.
In 2018, when they hosted the Final Four, it was the 2018 NCAA Final Four, March 31st, 2018, with Loyola in Michigan and Kansas Villanova. They had 68,257, and then the championship game had 67,831.
So now, but the others are named after the random Billies. Billy Idol, Billie Eilish, Billy Joel, and some other Billies.
Okay.
I don't know how many Billies there are.
There's a Billy Goat.
Hurting issue.
Yeah, it was. It's not as much so more now because people transfer like they're changing their underwear. Right?
Transfer like they're changing their underwear.
Yeah.
How often do you change your underwear?
I change mine well, I guess some people don't. I change mine at least once a day.
Once a day.
And some people may not think that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the average daily underwear change is.
I guess it depends on what you ate the day before. Texas is just going to show them how it is. You know, they're not. They've never played anybody. Blah 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 blah.
Do you know the beginning of the year, like this could be your true Cinderella. If they keep it close, we win. But you know, at the beginning of the year, in the Big 12 conference, they were picked last.
I heard that.
They were picked to finish last.
Perfect. Like, I mean, it was, and it's like 30 feet away.
Yeah,
like,
it was a long
no way
putt.
I could make that putt, right? So, like, impossible.
I'm not saying she didn't do anything amazing because who her dad is, but like if he lined any one of us up, I bet we make it.
You think so?
If I was at that game, every Thanksgiving my family would hear it. Hey, Joe, know I was at the high school. It was one cold game.
It's the only thing first thing you talk about the family gathering. Hey, everybody, I just want to tell you all that story about how I went to the Ice Bowl, like
Everybody walked
1967. Yeah, you told us that story last time, Grandpa. The Budweiser commercial
that
for the
was a
Clydesdales
sentimental.
made me think about the frogs. Remember the frog commercials?
Yes, that was classic.
Those were great commercials, too.
Bud
Wise.
Zer.
We did it.
I'm probably going to go Notre Dame because Indiana, they're one big good team they played.
Oh, yeah, that
was
does.
Ohio State, and they got rolled, right?
They got
Now,
rolled.
I don't know if Notre Dame is Ohio State.
Notre Dame did have a better strength of schedule.
Yeah.
We need Coast Guard and Space Force to have a football team.
Space Force is a bunch of Elon Musk guys. They're not going to.
No, come on now. I mean, you got to be stout to be up in space, bro. You got to be stout. Like, come on. They got to go through some serious training. Yeah. They're like, what is